Hello, my name is Marcus Lee from Real Street Productions. I'm a filmmaker, and in this video I want to show you how easy it is to get started in filmmaking using something as simple as a smartphone. I have been working with Artworks creative communities to try and reach out and help people during this lockdown period, to encourage them to try something new, a new skill to help them through this season of restriction and worry. Lots of people are recording aspects of their lives and sharing their experiences of this lockdown. One really good way of doing this is to take your smartphone and use your video camera on your smartphone to make a film to tell your story. We live in an age where films that are being made using smartphones are now reaching our televisions and even our cinema screens. This phone that you carry around every day for things like social media apps is capable of doing some amazing things. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 basic tips on how to get started making films on your smartphone. The first thing you need to do is to locate the camera app on your phone. I have a Samsung phone and my camera app looks like this. The first tip is to film landscape and not portrait. That's landscape and this is portrait. We're very used to seeing lots of videos on social media where people film holding their phone in that fashion because it's easy to hold. But if we're making something that we want to look more like a film, we need to hold it that way. When we film something in portrait mode, once we put it on a television screen or a computer monitor, black bars will appear on either side of the image. If we film it landscape, it's going to fill the entire screen. We do that because we want it to look more cinematic and more like a real film. So lesson 1 is to film something both portrait and also landscape, and you see the difference in the image. Tip number 2 is to hold your phone as steady as possible. Maybe you've been to a concert or you filmed something in the street and you hold it like that because you're excited, and sometimes you see people walking and moving around and that feels very natural to you. But when you put that image onto a television screen or a computer or social media, it looks very shaky. And if you were to put that on a big screen, you would actually give the people watching the film motion sickness. So the tip is to hold the phone as still and as steady as possible. Use 2 hands, not one if you can. A better thing to do is to get something like a selfie stick or even a tripod, which keeps the image very still and stable. And it means your audience will like the film a lot more because they don't feel as sick watching your film. So lesson number 2 is to do 2 things. Firstly, film something where maybe you're walking around with your phone and see how that looks. And then secondly, film something but hold it steady. Use a tripod or use a selfie stick and see the difference in the quality of image. Tip number 3 is to use natural light. Natural light is simply the sun, the light that comes through a window in a room when you're at home. The reason we say use natural light is because it's going to help your image to look much better. If you were to film something in a dark place, such as a dark room or outside at night, your image is going to become much more grainier than it would be if it was well lit. So a simple lesson for you now is to film something using natural light, film something outside, and then also film something at night time in a dark room. See the difference in the quality of the image. Tip number 4 is to hold your phone close to the source of sound. This doesn't matter if you are not recording sound in your video, but if you are filming sound, if you are filming someone speaking, if you are filming an interview, a conversation, it's very important to hold your phone as close to that person as possible. Bad sound is never a nice thing in a short film. Good sound always makes a difference and is going to make your film sound much more professional. Hold your phone reasonably close to the person who is speaking, just a few feet away. That's going to give you some good sound. So the simple lesson from this tip is to record someone holding your phone close to them. And then also film them again, but hold your phone far away. Film them at the other side of the room. You will hear the difference in sound quality. The closer you are, the better it will sound. The final tip I will give you is don't zoom. Don't use the zoom option on your phone camera. The natural thing we want to do when we want to see something closer is to zoom in to the image. But when you zoom in, you actually lose picture quality again. If you zoom in, you will notice that the object you are filming becomes much grainier. You get a lot more grain in your image. The simple thing to get around this is to actually just take your phone closer to the object that you are filming. The picture will be clearer and you won't have as much grain. So the final lesson is to zoom into an object and film it and see if you can notice how grainy that image is. Then film it again, not zoomed in, zoomed out, and see if you can notice the difference in picture quality. So those are my top 5 tips for filmmaking using a smartphone. We held our first ever smartphone film festival event last year, and we're hoping that the next one, which is planned for October 2020, will go ahead as planned. The festival is called the Get Smart Film Festival, and you could potentially have your smartphone produced film screened at the festival. All you need to do is go to the website, which is getsmartfilmfest.com, and find out information there about how to submit your film. If you use social media, and I'm sure that you do, on screen you will see various social media platforms and links where you can find out more information about the Get Smart Film Festival. Get submitting because I would love to see your smartphone produced films at the film festival. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.